All right, so my second presentation that I attended was Transition Planning and Post-School Goals of English Learners with Disabilities by Yenchin Wu, Martha Thurlow, and David Johnson, University of Minnesota. So I was really excited to watch this presentation, but I was actually really disappointed because it wasn't talking about how to improve the goals. It was just talking about the data behind a transition plan for ESL learners who have disabilities. And it was interesting because they talked about the different parts of a transition plan and how ESL learners aren't participating in their transition plans, and very few are planning their own goals or even creating like anything. A lot of them aren't even like speaking at their meetings or being involved, which is actually against the law. But I thought the data was very interesting how 24.4 non-ESL students with disabilities took leadership roles in their transition plan meeting, and 46.4% provided some input into the meeting, whether from the beginning of creating the goals to the end of implementing the goals. And then participated a little or not at all was about 29.2%. So it's interesting because this is their transition plan. This is their plan that they're gonna do for their future, and they're not having any responsibilities. And they just talked about how it's really important that we include them into their transition plans, and the data shows how it's lacking for ESL learners. And as a future teacher, I really want to make sure that my ESL learners are being heard and that they're having a role in their transition planning in the meetings. They're taking leadership roles, and they're providing some input on their goals and what they want to do. They're participating a lot, and because it is their transition plan. And it's interesting from this presentation to my first presentation, how I think a lot of times we've created a bias that our ESL learners can't take leadership roles or provide some input, and it's important that we change this as educators, and I can start in my own classroom. And so I just really want to encourage my ESL learners to participate in their transition plan because it is their plan. So even though I was a little disappointed on this presentation, I felt like it had a lot of great data for educators.